What's up? I'm Jared. Today we're watching Percy Jackson episode 2. Last episode was amazing. They're doing a fantastic job with this show so far. I mean, like, they're paying attention to details, they're doing slight changes, but the changes that they're doing are not changing the source material. Like, you go to the Dodds fight, the fight ended the same. It basically went the same. The repercussions were the same. The only real difference was the draw out of the fight. It was a much more secluded fight in the books. It was much more, you know, of an actual back and forth, I guess. Whereas this was just like quick and clean. Where else was I going with that? Oh, and they made the fight like way shorter, so they were able to fit more into the story of shit that actually mattered for the story. Like, that's a good fight to start off with and develop in the books of what you're in for. But being as most of us are going to be book fans, or, well, at least a good portion of us are going to be book fans, we're already going to know this stuff. But on top of that, you can still, within the same first episode, because it's not the same as the book. Like, the book, you're reading page by page, word by word. In this, they're fitting the whole thing into the episode. So you're going to watch the episode. As long as they have the draw in the episode, it's going to work. And so cutting the Dodds fight to then be able to get to the Minotaur fight, which was a much better fight, was a really good option. I'm really excited now that we're at camp and we can finally get to see more of the casting choices. They've done a great job with them so far, so I imagine, the rest of the cast is going to be pretty A-list, well, not, let's not say A-list, pretty A-tier, choices for the actors. I think my biggest complaint right now is the pin. I don't like the pin. Like, I didn't never imagine it to be like something super, super fancy. I imagine it to be maybe have a design or something on it. But it literally just looks like a normal ballpoint pen that you'll buy like 12 out of a pack, I don't I don't like it. I really don't like it. I also don't like the sword that it transforms into. He's 12. So, like, by the time he ages up to adult sized, if the sword doesn't progress with him, the sword's gonna look real fucking short. Real fucking short. Which, I mean, sure, you can make a short sword work. But, I mean, I didn't imagine he was wielding a long sword out here. But I imagined it was, a relatively good sized sword. But we'll see how it portrays, going forward. It's not really bad. It's just I thought it'd be a little bit bigger, but I'm sure that plenty of people are used to hearing that. I ain't got much else to go on. Where I think we're in for a wild ride for this whole season, and I think that they're gonna do very well with this, and hopefully continue into more seasons and more books. So let's go ahead and hop into this and see what the second episode's got for us. And if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. And if you want to support me further, you can find me on Patreon and Discord.
Did you see what happened to my mom?
I did. I'm sorry. For everything. My job was to protect you, to get you here safely. Maybe if I had told you the truth a little sooner, your mom would still be here.
No, because if you tried to tell him the story, he would have definitely not believed you. Oh. Is this Mr. D? I'm really interested to see who they have cast as him. Because I would really like to replace the guy who I have in mind.
Excuse me? I'm Percy Jackson.
Oh, yeah, this is D. D. The hell was I saying? He's got a Diet Coke.
Okay. That isn't really my name.
Mr. D, camp director. Mr. D, this is Percy Jackson.
Yeah, Grover. I heard him the first time.
But did you? Okay. Excuse me, Your Highness.
Oh.
Oh no. That's even worse. That's even worse. Oh.
I think I really need that right now. Can you help me?
Actually, son.
Dad?
Yes, Peter.
It's Percy.
Exactly. Now, before we get to know each other, there's something
Oh, no.
very important I want you to do for me, okay? In the galley, there is a bottle of 1985
Oh, no.
Chateau Aubryon.
Takes some getting used to when you're used to seeing him in a wheelchair.
Mr. Bruner's real name is Chiron.
This must be a lot for you to process.
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean, you're a horse. My father won't talk to me unless I get him a drink. Well, this all seems totally normal and reasonable.
No.
Thank you,
It's
Chiron.
not your fault.
Thank you, Chiron.
Could be.
Yes, but are you? Can't see it.
It looks nice.
Can't enter it. The world
Not
can't
so forcefully compact as what it looked like in the movies. Like, this actually looks like they went out somewhere and, you know, had all this stuff. The movies, it looked like they were literally just walking on a set. Which I'm sure they probably were.
12 cabins. The 12 Olympian gods. Each cabin is home to the children that God has claimed.
Well, they're doing a great job with showing the diversity here.
Your father might claim you tomorrow. It might be next week. It might be...
Never.
Yep. That happens for some of them.
I know you feel powerless, but you're not. All will reveal itself in time.
Yeah, just think about how you threw Boba Fett in the water fountain. It's really bold that they left all of his stuff just sitting there on the floor in this cabin.
Look, if you want
Half
to
of them
do
are
it right,
thieves.
just do it tomorrow. I can't do any more today.
Heard what happened to you on the hill, and I just wanted to say I'm really sorry.
Not what he was expecting at
What I'm
all.
going through. I'm Luke.
Ah, I had the feeling that's who we were getting, but
Percy.
it's just a Seder meeting or whatever. Yeah, that's what it looks like. What in the hell? That was a kind of dream state? Yeah. Yeah.
I left you here. Left you with nothing. I know how you feel. You want what's been taken from you. You want...
I really don't remember who's talking to him here. Because I know it's not his father. I think it's Hades, but it might also be Kronos.
Spend too much time trying to figure out why the gods do whatever it is they do. You'll drive yourself crazy. The sooner you stop worrying about that, the sooner you can enjoy what this place actually does.
Good job, makeup artist with the scar, because it is just noticeable that you can see the scar, but it's not like like going across his whole face. Like, hey, he's got a scar. Good job. Good job. It looks really good.
And they think twice about messing with you.
Hey,
Oh, hey. Knock it off, please.
Ah, yeah.
It's like his first day. Come on.
Hmm.
You can't force the gods to do anything.
well, yeah, but it would make it harder for him to pretend I don't exist, right?
Maybe.
Nice. Mission in sight. Is that going to be an actual like size representation of the Hydra whenever they get to that point? I think it would make it a lot more exciting.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, unless you're trying to start a fucking fire out there in the field. Yep. Oof. To be fair, he's 12. Pulling a bow back is a lot harder than people think it is.
Our turn.
My turn for what?
Burnt offerings. The gods like the smell, so it gets their attention before you say a prayer.
They like the smell of burnt mac and cheese.
They like the smell of begging.
You burn what you'll miss the most. Then they know you really mean what you're about to say, so they listen.
Can you make a little fire inside that just so he can burn this?
I'm gonna make him come down here. I'm gonna make him see me. I'm gonna make him see us both.
Bold words, considering they're all just going right to him and none of them to your mother.
Tell me you made it all up about the Minotaur, and I'll let you go.
I didn't make anything up.
Some kids gotta learn the hard way.
Okay. That was, pretty explosive.
I can explain.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're totally right. He cannot explain. All right.
You're gonna love this. Camp-wide mock warfare. All glory to the victors.
Nice.
And
That was a good scene for, you know, showing some power and, you know, showing anybody who has knowledge but doesn't know the books, like where he's supposed to actually belong. Like anybody who knows the gods but doesn't, you know, hasn't read the books yet would know he's got to be Poseidon.
The game begins. The first team to retrieve the opposing flag and return it across the river shall be the victor. Any magical items you may possess are permitted as well. Every camper
It's
who
okay.
is not injured has to play.
let her rip.
Prisoners may be disarmed.
I still don't even know what my job
May
is.
not be bound.
Maybe I won't even need a sword.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Brother, you're gonna need the sword.
I'm gonna need a sword.
Yeah.
Now you, Sunshine. You're with me.
I just gotta keep an eye on you. Gotta keep testing you out.
So if you're gonna expect me to know how to do something I don't know how to do, and I end up falling flat on my face, like
He's asking for just a
I can't
smidge
really
of help.
have that right now.
There you go. There's your smidge.
Game on.
That's right. He's about to find out.
Wait, what?
Gift from my mom. Don't worry. You'll do great.
Do great? Do what? Great.
Figure it out. I forget what they actually had him doing in the books. I think he was on defense, wasn't he? Or no, because he caught the flag in the books, I think. So I don't know.
When it's time, he's gonna be ready. I know it.
He's just over here dancing. All right, man. Just hanging out in nature. Screw the entire contest, you know. All this about, oh, it's got to go well today. It's got to go well. But then I'm just going to, you know, sit here and relax and hang out.
Flag's that way. It's not here.
We know.
Oh, nice. I honestly forgot that she had a charged spear from her father. You got this. It's only 1v2. Oh, 1v3. Could be worse. Where is the water?
Guess it's a no.
Oof. Is that another one, or did they cut him off? That was a hell of a cutoff if that wasn't an additional unit. You know, considering they're using real weapons here, the cuts they are hitting on him are very, very shallow. Almost didn't even need the water. He broke her spear? Already. Done and done.
Not bad, hero.
Were you here the whole time?
Yes.
You were here the whole time and you didn't help me?
Yes.
You didn't need it.
Why?
I mean, obviously she's testing you, but you really didn't need it.
I'm sorry.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, there we go. In the books, he got messed up to the point that he, like, touched the water and, like, started healing and shit, and that's how they found out. I was wondering how he was going to get in the water now that the fight was already over. Let's see the sign. Nice. It's not just like a coin, it's an actual, like, symbol. Dope.
You have been claimed by Poseidon, Earthshaker, Stormbringer, Percy Jackson, son of Poseidon. For months now, Zeus
Oh, we're getting
and
into it.
Poseidon have been locked in a dispute over the
I was wondering how we were going to get into this.
symbol
Nice.
of Zeus's authority, and it has been stolen.
Who stole it?
You did.
What?
An ultimatum has been given to him by Zeus that if he doesn't return the bolt by the summer solstice in 1 week, there will be war. That is your quest. Poseidon has claimed you. This is his will.
Poseidon has ignored me my entire life.
You are his son.
I am Sally Jackson's son.
Who's Sally Jackson? The fate of the world hangs in the balance. You will accept this quest.
I won't.
Hey, everybody.
Grover, now is not the time.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have news.
Grover,
Sally Jackson is alive.
Good shit, Grover.
It looked like she died, but it only looked that way.
Grover.
Your mother was stolen by Hades.
I was about to say, they should not be that adverse to him telling them, because they're not going to get him on the quest with how they're talking to him.
When do we leave?
Nice. That's where we're cutting it. Nice. Alright. Well, outro's lit, but I don't want to get any spoilers or anything for the next episode, although it doesn't look like they have any this time. So, go ahead and cut it there. Another fantastic episode. All around, they're doing a great job. The casting for pretty much everybody is just on point. Like, they're doing a great job with everybody here. I mean, like for Mr. D, I had a teacher in middle school who went by Mr. D. So in books, Mr. D, I always think of that teacher. And that teacher was somebody that you would think of as like Gabe. So definitely like this actor better as the image for when I think of Mr. D. He's doing a fantastic job, you know, being an asshole without being like overly an asshole. I feel like he could honestly be a little meaner because I like him more than I like Mr. D from the books. I like how they're showing all the details, like Grover having to go to the Satyr Council and talk to them and stuff. They're not just like bringing Grover in and being like, "Hey, I talked to the Satyr Council," which I mean they kind of did. They didn't really show the conversation between him and the council, but they showed him going to the council. They didn't need to do that. I really like that detail. It's a good detail. They are obviously changing up things just a bit here and there from the books as like how fights go and how they choose to adapt scenes, because obviously books, you know, are they go one way, but trying to adapt them like word for word, scene for scene into a show doesn't always translate very well. So them being able to change it just a little bit like that, pretty well done. Pretty well done. I feel like they probably could have gotten away with not having Annabeth push him in the water. They probably could have gotten away with cut that scene like 3 seconds longer with Clarice grabbing him and then just like throwing him in the water. And then like everybody comes around the corner cheering, "Hey, we've got the flag," like as she's about to go beat his ass in the water, and then, you know, it all happens. I feel like they probably could have changed it there. That would have been a little better. Cause the Annabeth pushing him in seemed a little like, I don't know, forceful. It seemed a little forceful. Because, I mean, sure, she knows about him controlling the water in the bathroom, so, like, that's a giant hint at who his father is, but I still feel like it's a bit forceful. I really do hope that is the actual size for the Hydra whenever we get to a point that we see a Hydra in the show, because I don't like the fact that it's some giant beast that like could very easily just devour you once, you know, swallow, you're done. I feel like it's a bit too cliche of that. Like having it more of like a normal size, like a horse or a cow or something. Something that is large but not like overly giant. I feel like that is like a really good design for it. But we'll have to wait and see, you know, for when we get into it. They're starting the story off. They changed how he starts the quest a bit here, I think, but I'm not too worried about it. They needed to just like expo that instead of having to have a whole scene where like they're trying to choose who goes on the quest and this, that, and the other. It's better that they just expo this and it's like, hey, quest, go, have fun. So we can, I guess, next episode jump into the actual like quest line, the story, and you know we're getting out there because we do have a long way to go if they plan to finish this season with the book. If they plan to stop like midway in the book for the season and then pick up season 2 with the other half of the book, they got a bit more leeway on the time. But if they're trying to finish the whole book in, we'll say 10, 12 episodes or whatever, I have no idea. How many? Let me check how many episodes this is supposed to run. Oh, okay. So it is. It's supposed to run for 8 episodes. So yeah, they're definitely stopping somewhere in the middle, right? There's no way they try to wrap that entire book in 8 episodes. Especially with it not even being hour-long episodes. They're like half hour, 40 minutes. Yeah, no, there is no way they are going to wrap that in 8 episodes. They've definitely got to hit a pause button here somewhere. I mean, they could, I guess, technically, but I feel like that'd be really, really rushed. We'll have to see how it goes. They're doing a great job either way with all the minor details, all the settings, the scenery, the music is amazing. I think it is just a little too loud. It is just slightly too loud in my opinion, but it's on point for every scene. They're changing just enough of the details that the show is still able to steadily surprise me with how the scenes turn out. Because I mean, it's not like I read the books last fucking week or some shit. I haven't read the books in like 10 years, like 8 years, something like that. It's been a good minute. For the episode, a solid like 4.6 out of 5. Like, I mean, they're really nailing pretty much everything here. There's very little to nitpick. There's very little to not like. It's solid all the way through pretty much. Well, I guess I will see y'all in the next one.